Alright guys, this is my Toro Timemaster, and the other day tried engaging the bar, and unfortunately the blades didn't activate. So after troubleshooting, I realized that right here this cable snapped off. So the first thing I did was jump on YouTube to see if anyone had a video out there, and unfortunately, as of yet, no one did. So I figured I'd put this together to hopefully help someone else figure out how to replace this. Just FYI, I called Home Depot. Unfortunately, they don't have the part you need. The part, you have to get it from a authorized dealer, and the part number is, let's see if you can see this real quick. 1206243, and it's called the cable brake. Alright, so the first thing you need, a couple tools. You're going to need a 10mm, 11, some flush cuts just so we can zip tie it later on, and then something just a panel remover so you could pop off this cap over here. But basically, if you just follow it down, it just goes all the way over. You got to remove this cover, which we'll do here in a second, and then pretty much just unscrew everything in its way. So let's get started. Alright guys, so I already loosened this. This was a 11mm, and basically what you want to do is let's get the spring first. But again, that cable comes all the way around, wraps around. You can follow it. This is a 10mm that you have to loosen. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but there's the spring that we just got to take off. So bear with me, I'm going to try to do this holding the camera. Alright, there we go. Okay, so that's off. And then this part, I wanted to pry it off with a screwdriver, but basically you gotta unscrew this, and then pop it out from under this little hook, and then give it some slack, and it'll flip over. And then once it flips over, then you pull it out. So now what I'm gonna do is just pull this out, and then run the new one. Alright guys, I'll be back with you in a second. Guys, I got the new spring on. I don't know if you can see it on there. And then I had to take this cover off that was right here, because there's a little cable run, a little notch there that you need to make sure that sits in. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on. I'll tighten up a little bit later. And then I already ran it into the sleeve. And so remember, just give it some slack, and then kind of put it on, and then set it down. And obviously this sits on top of there. This goes right there. And then what we want to do is make sure it's in this little hook. I'll make sure everything is zip tied in. I'll go ahead and tighten all the screws up, and I'll be back with you guys. Alright guys, I got the cable on, got it ran through, and now I'm going to just get these zip ties on. I'm using these flesh cuts just to snip off the ends, just so they're nice and flush. You can use regular snips, but sometimes they have like the little, this gets it nice and smooth, so there's nothing pointy sticking out of it. Alright, so another thing to do too, while you have this cover off, make sure you have tension. Go ahead and try to engage your blade with it off, just to make sure that you have some tension on it, and then make sure it actually works. The first time I did it was too loose, so basically all I did was pull this back to give it, and then tighten this screw down, which is a 10mm, I believe. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and put I'm going to fire it up real quick and make sure it works before I put the cover on. Then I'll be back with you guys. Okay, I got the cover back on, and again, there's four screws. You got one there, 2, 3, and 4. And also too, another thing to note is they got a little hole here for your cable to come out of. Just make sure it's in there. And then one thing I forgot to note at the beginning is it's probably always a good idea to remove your spark plug. So plug that back in before you start working on it. And then this cap, I actually had to get it on with a hammer, so I just hammered this back on and everything worked okay. So let's start it up and I'll show you guys. And there we go. It works. Hopefully this helps someone out. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. All right, guys. Good luck.